Political science experts are looking back on Malloy's time in office, painting a mostly positive picture about how he has handled the state's top office.
News 8's LaSalle Blank spoke with a local professor joining us in the studio right now with more on what he had to say. LaSalle.
Yeah, we sat down with a political science professor from UNH to hear how the history books may treat Governor Malloy's time in office. He calls today a significant chapter in Connecticut's political history.
Constitution of the United States.
How do you think the history books will treat Governor Malloy?
I think they will treat him a lot better than his poll numbers indicate. He's been a stand-up guy. He's worked on behalf of the common worker here in Connecticut, raising minimum wage. He was concerned about other social and cultural issues that are important to the type of liberal state that we are.
Joshua Sandman is a professor of political science at UNH. If he had to grade the governor's performance in Hartford,
I'm a liberal grader, so I would give him a B+.
He's been getting blasted. If you see
But everywhere.
Posts, ordinary Connecticut residents with very negative comments about him and his performance.
I know, because there are a lot of no-win decisions that have to be made on this level of governance, and you can't make everyone happy when you're cutting back on programs and budgets, and the economy isn't growing, and the workforce isn't doing as well as it should be doing. But he shows more concern for them than is indicated by his poll numbers, and I think that in looking back in retrospect, it'll become clear in the next few decades.
the professor says one of those no-win decisions in particular really hurt the governor.
The negotiations with the unions over several years ago over cutbacks in compensation.
Professor Sandman says without a doubt Governor Malloy shook the Connecticut political scene today as he began the process of saying goodbye.
It creates a whole new ball game for all the other contenders. It makes for an open race on both sides.
Inherent in the nature of our democracy.
And earlier you heard us mention some of the possible contenders for the governor's mansion. And in Scott, it could get really interesting around here in Connecticut.
Always does. News 8 was first to report the news to you that he wasn't going to run today. Stay with News 8, WGNH.com, and our social media pages for the latest on this story, and receive push alerts to your smartphone with our free News 8 app.